When you hear this sound or see this badge, you will know that Network Law and Order is creating 150,000 jobs at $17.50 an hour under a program called the United States Cybersecurity Plan Defense. No, not offense. It's the United States Cybersecurity Plan Defense. When you hear this sound or see this badge, 150,000 dedicated, loyal, and energetic Americans are working in the 50 states, local, tribal, and territorial governments, all at the locally adjusted rate of $17.50 per hour in the United States Cybersecurity Plan Defense. Their mission, should they decide to accept it at $17.50 an hour, is to implement a strategy and a policy for meaningful deterrence in cyberspace. This YouTube video introduces to America the United States Cybersecurity Plan and produces the policy and the strategy for a meaningful deterrence in cyberspace. The National Security Agency for the United States Cybersecurity Plan Defense is explained in Executive Order 13636, Improving Critical Infrastructure. Here is what former Senator Tom Coburn of Oklahoma said.
Actually, I will tell you that that's not true. Here's what's the reason we don't have a faster movement into IT in healthcare is very simple. There's no interoperable standard. There's no standard that all the computer programs are working towards so that they all will talk to one another. So that is a big negative because people don't want to invest in IT and then have to invest in it again once the standard comes. We've spent $750 million over the last 5 years trying to develop a standard. We're 3 years away from getting it. All this money is going to be, it's going to create some jobs because people are going to buy some software and some program, but it ain't going to solve the problem until the standard is set.
There are a whole host of those issues. I'll give you a good example. We don't have, I think, the kind of comprehensive plan to deal with cybersecurity that the country needs.
As with every cyber hearing this committee has held in recent years, we heard how the lack of a strategy and policy continues to undermine the development of a meaningful deterrence in cyberspace. The threat is growing, yet we remain stuck in a defensive crouch, forced to handle every event on a case-by-case basis and woefully unprepared to address these threats.
That was then. But today, here and now, America is introduced to the policy and the strategy for meaningful deterrence in cyberspace. First, as a graduate of Howard University School of Engineering, the Howard University motto is truth and service. This YouTube video introduces the policy and the strategy. But first we must introduce the policy. Cannot introduce the policy until I tell you the truth. As Senator Kamala Harris states,
and let me be clear, speaking the truth is different from telling the truth. Telling the truth means separating fact from fiction. The earth is round, the sky is blue.
Telling the truth. Well, most, if not all, of America's critical telecommunication network and control systems are dirty. That's right, D-I-R-T-Y. They are dirty. The first defensive policy directive that needs immediate implementation, and the first policy is all telecommunication networks and control systems, designated by the United States Department of Homeland Security as critical, must be cleaned and their cleanliness maintained throughout their operational life. Cyber cleaning is not soap and water cleaning. No one is going to get electrocuted. To clean a network, you make the network identical with its design. The design of the network is on a computer, and if you build your network just like it is designed, then you start out with a clean network. And you can always modify the design, but you start with the design on a computer because the computer can think faster. Not smarter, but faster. Clean networks are born with mathematics in a virtual world of modeling and simulation. America, Congress knows clean networks are born in modeling and simulation, which is why the United States House of Representatives in around 2005, they created the Modeling and Simulation Caucus. And it was originally co-chaired by Congressman Randy Forbes of Virginia and Congressman Solomon Ortiz of Texas. In other words, the government knows networks should be clean. And that's the first truth. I wrote a white paper for Congressman Randy Forbes called Modeling and Simulation Crisis or Caucus after meeting with the then Congressman Forbes. The paper married congressional policy of infrastructure modeling and simulation with the strategy for implementing clean networks and control systems. Senator Harris, here's another painful truth. Networks are really like aircraft carrier battle groups. So when we say a network, we're really talking about the network battle group. The strategy for cleaning and maintaining the cleanliness of our telecommunication networks and control systems is to transition the skills of enjoyment into skills for employment. Now, hear me out, America. We need to transition those video gamers, and particularly a class of video gaming produced by the massively multiplayer online role-playing video gamers. Look them up. It's MMORPG. They are video gamers extraordinaire.
Organizational questions are equally unresolved. Should we have a cyber service? What is the long-term relationship between Cyber Command and NSA? How should we organize our efforts in the interagency? Who are our cyber first responders?
We have in place a skilled cyber workforce as America's first responders in cyberspace. Or instead of opening the H-1B1 visa gates, why not put STEM, that is science, technology, engineering, and math concepts needed for cyber cleaning on steroids? STEM on steroids. In other words, why not employ the very people American mom and dads have funded through the purchase of hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of video games and make them our nation's first cyber responders? Consider 150,000 17 to 21-year-old young people transitioning from in front of the device to behind the scene of telecommunication networks and control systems, actively taking guidance and direction from seasoned network professionals and performing the vital role of being first on the scene to clean spores off the network floors. That's equivalent to putting science, technology, engineering, and math, STEM, on steroids. I say we need to own up to the truth. America's networks are dirty. Cleaning them is cleaning 7 parts, not 3, and America should be putting STEM on steroids. In conclusion, This YouTube video offers America a stark choice for the United States Cybersecurity Plan defense. We can select Stuck on Stupid or STEM on steroids. Part 2 of this video will introduce to you Network Law and Order. It will show you how you can become a cyber cleaner, who you have to reach out to, and more importantly, it will tell you how you can fairly compete for the cyber cleaning positions. Part 2 will also show you the 7 types of cyber cleaning skills that are associated with science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Thank you very much, America, and welcome to the United States Cybersecurity Plan, fueled by Network Law and Order.
As with every cyber hearing this committee has held in recent years, we heard how the lack of a strategy and policy continues to undermine the development of a meaningful deterrence in cyberspace. The threat is growing, yet we remain stuck in a defensive crouch, forced to handle every event on a case-by-case basis and woefully unprepared to address these threats.